Police Week, a time to say thank you to those who protect and serve. It starts in just a few days.
But today was a day to remember the FBI agents who made the ultimate sacrifice. And as News 5's Tracy Carlos shows us, this year's service hit home for agents in Cleveland.
Michael John Miller.
1.
Robin L. Ahers.
By 1.
Barry L. Bush.
The names of the FBI agents killed in the line of duty were read aloud. But this year, the annual service at the Cleveland FBI had even a deeper meaning.
Laurie J. Fournier.
That's because a beloved Cleveland FBI agent, Laurie Fournier, was added to their memorial. She was part of the Cleveland Evidence Response Team sent to Shanksville on September 11, 2001. She was collecting evidence from United Flight 93 that crashed in that Pennsylvania field. An explosion of 7,000 gallons of jet fuel left behind a crater of smoldering debris that burned for days.
S.A. Fournier, along with many other members of the evidence response team, searched a 10-acre field 10 to 12 hours a day by hand for debris, evidence, and human remains.
A few years later, Laurie was diagnosed with an aggressive form of melanoma. She died 8 years after 9/11. But it wasn't until recently that the government determined that her cancer was directly related to her evidence recovery work in Shanksville.
Once we learned this, kind of answered the question. It wasn't a sunburn. At least in my mind, it started to answer some questions. With that disease, she always questioned why she didn't have a primary spot, a primary location where they would have found the disease.
Her husband and sons were among her family members at the service today. Mike Fournier told me his wife was quick-witted, loving, caring, a perfectionist who loved to travel, being an FBI agent, and who deeply loved her boys.
It meant so much to me that she received the recognition for doing what she did.
We remember her for the legacy she left, one of duty, courage, and compassion, of a life well lived and a job well done.
Laurie Fournier's family is now heading to Washington, D.C. That is where she will be honored on a national level. In Cleveland, Tracy Carlos, News 5.